Hey everybody, and welcome to my kitchen. Today feels like one of those days that I want to make banana bread. Come along with me and I'll show you one of my favorite recipes. Let's get started. I have my oven preheated to 300 degrees. I also have prepared a bread pan. I'm just making one loaf. I've sprayed my entire pan and then I put a layer of parchment paper down and then I sprayed that as well, just so that there's extra precaution so it doesn't stick. We'll set this aside and we will get started. I have 1 cube of softened butter. We'll go ahead and put this into our stand mixer. We're going to scrape down the sides of our bowl once we've got that butter all mixed up. Now I'm going to add in our sugar to the butter and we'll cream that together. We've mixed our sugar with the butter and we want to scrape down the sides. Okay, now we're going to add our eggs, but I always add one at a time so it gets mixed up really well. And I never turn on my mixer when I'm adding an egg, just in case an eggshell drops in. It's easier to get it out before it's mixed up. Now that we have our eggs incorporated, we're going to add our vanilla. Here I have 2 overripe bananas that I'm gonna mash up and then throw into our mix. Give our sides a good scrape. Make sure it's mixed up really well. And then we'll add our dry ingredients. Okay, we're gonna add our flour. This is 2 cups of flour. And then I have baking powder, baking soda, and salt. We'll toss that in. And then I like to add a little bit of cinnamon just to give it a little bit more of a home comfort feeling. Banana bread is considered a quick bread. A quick bread is a bread that is leavened, or what makes it rise, from baking powder, baking soda, or eggs. Once we have the quick bread combined, we don't want to overmix it because that will create a gluten, which will toughen up our bread. And once we have it mixed up, we want to quickly get it into the oven as soon as possible, because that baking powder and baking soda, they're already starting to be activated and already starting to rise. Now that I have my batter in the pan, I'm gonna put it in the oven for 50 minutes and then we'll check it by inserting a toothpick into the center and pulling it out and making sure the toothpick comes off clean. So let's throw it in and we'll come back in about 50 minutes. Now I'm gonna pull the bread out of the oven and I'm going to stick it on a cooling rack so it can cool down before we pull it out of the pan. We've let our bread cool down. It's still warm, but it's cool enough that I can pick it up. So we're gonna take it out of the pan and put it on a cutting board. I'm gonna take just a regular knife and I like to just go around the sides of the pan to loosen it up before I dump it out. And then some silly thing I like to do is I just kind of like to shake my pan just to see if I can feel if it's loose before I just dump it out and lose half of it. I can tell that it's loose and we're gonna flip it over. Okay, we're gonna remove our parchment paper. Look at that. It's just perfect. Okay, we're gonna flip it over carefully. Oh, I wish you could smell it. It smells delicious. Now let's cut into this bread. Oh, look at that. It turned out perfect. See, and sometimes when I start to cut, it kind of tears on the side. So I like to just hold the sides so it doesn't pull all the way through. There we go. Look at that. Okay, now I'm gonna take a nice serving size of butter, take our bread while it's still warm, and just spread it all over the bread. Now let's taste it. It's delicious. Still warm, moist, and the melted butter on top just adds so much more flavor. I hope you enjoyed this episode with us making banana bread. Remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you can be notified the next time we make something delicious. Have a wonderful day and we'll see you next time.